was now mandatory, following the suspension of the death penalty in 1965.
The mandatory life sentence was brought in as a condition of abolishing the death penalty. Those who opposed abolition were told by those who advocated it and who in the end prevailed that they would always be safeguarded because there would be this mandatory life sentence.
The mandatory life sentence was aimed at extending the amount of time a convicted murderer could be imprisoned for.
In the days of capital punishment, those reprieved, and that was the majority of murderers who were reprieved, served sentences considerably lower than they would serve today, despite the media thinking we are soft on crime. Craig, who couldn't be sentenced to the hangman because of his age when Bentley was executed, served 11 or 12 years for the shooting of a police officer. Now, even as a 16-year-old, he would probably serve a minimum of 25, so sentence doubled.
In fact, under today's tariff system, some prisoners serving life sentences are eligible for early parole. But this raises its own moral questions about how the state punishes individuals, like Harry Roberts, who's been locked up for 44 years, convicted after the murder of 3 policemen in 1966.
I think it's extremely cruel to lock someone up forever, but in a slightly different way from executing them, because it's the gift that keeps on giving. If you see what I mean, you're in prison maybe for 40 or 50 years. I mean, Harry Roberts, who was the man who murdered the 3 policemen in Shepherd's Bush, is still in jail after 44 years. I happen to believe he should still be there because he committed 3 very, very nasty, gratuitous murders. And if you let someone like Harry Roberts out, and there has been talk about doing so, you're effectively saying to other people who might want to kill the police, oh yes, he was away for 44 years, but in the end, it's forgive and forget. Wouldn't it be the mark of a more humane society to execute him? And if that means dealing through the state in a final way with someone who has committed the most grave crime, then I don't see that that's a problem.
Well, I counter that by